The book Children's Types by Douglas M. Borland, Group-5, Hyperactive and Hypersensitive Remedies. ZINCUM. The last of these drugs is ZINCUM, and one adds it to ignitia because of the choric tendency. The typical ZINCUM child is very nervous, sensitive, and excitable. They are easily distinguished from ignitia children. The ignitia child to begin with is a very bright, quick reacting child, whereas the typical ZINCUM child has a reaction time. When ignitia children are tired out, they may not be able to take things in. They have difficulty in learning, difficulty in remembering, but the ZINCUM child are slow of grasping what is said, slow in answering, and they are much more docile, less unstable than the ignitia children. The ZINCUM child will come for treatment at about the same age, possibly a little older, and will present a history of delayed development. Delayed puberty very often gives the indication of ZINCUM child. The impression is that they are tired, mentally and physically generally weary, and yet they are restless, twitchy. When they are tired, they get a very persistent aching pain in the lower cervical region, very often with burning pains going right down the back. Another feature of these ZINCUM children, particularly the very fidgety ones, is that they are liable to get cramps in the bed at night, more often in the hamstring muscles than in the feet. They are very sensitive to cold and are always chilly. They get inflamed eyes from exposure to cold. These ZINCUM children have definite thickening of the margins of the lids, chronic blepharitis and chronic conjunctivitis, and they develop intense photophobia. They are acutely sensitive to noise, as sensitive as the ignitia children, but talking worries them excessively, and if the child is attempting to do work and anyone is talking in the room, it upsets them more than the noise of other children playing. Also, in adults who are completely exhausted by people talking to them, it is very often a definite lead for ZINCUM. Another strong indication for ZINCUM is a history of well-marked generalized skin eruption in early childhood and a chorea developing about adolescence. Many of these ZINCUM children develop an acute hunger about 11 a.m. and they simply board their food and their drink. The Children's Types book completes with the important medicine covered under this last heading. Thank you for visiting my channel. Goodbye.